Hey, what's going on, my nerds and collectors alike? We're back at it again with another Star Wars The Black Series review. This time we are taking a look at the Clone Wars Wave Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Target exclusive Clone Wars collection. Taking a look here, you've got Obi-Wan and his armor, you got his lightsaber, which appears to be all the Jedi characters in this wave get, are their lightsabers. And if you know, these packages are modeled after the 08-09 run, I believe, of the Clone Wars figures from when the Clone Wars first kicked off. So this is a nice homage to the old clone helmeted cardbacks, which I as a kid had plenty of these. They were always cool to see. They even actually used the same art pieces as they used for the first runs of these figures back in the 3/4 inch line. This is for the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm. It says Obi-Wan Kenobi. Warning, choking hazard, small parts. On the seam of the bubble there, it actually says the Clone Wars. On the bottom there, you got your barcodes, warnings, legalese. On the back of the box, it just says Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then it gives you a timeline of the different Star Wars films, and Legends, and the Clone Wars, and all that fun stuff. And it gives a nice big 50th Lucasfilm anniversary logo. I do also have the variant package for this character, which is the blue lines on the back of the helmet. For the default of this helmet package, it appears that it's supposed to be white, so I don't know what the blue lines are supposed to mean, but, you know. Not for children under 3 years. Disney. So we'll go ahead and crack this guy open and see what he's about. Alright, so getting into Obi-Wan Kenobi here. Taking a look at some of his details, you can see that his posing is a little bit easier than Anakin's. I will have to say that out of the two, even look-wise, this has always been one of my preferred looks for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anakin's definitely is nostalgic, but this Obi-Wan, I don't know, it just does something different for me. So out of the two, I do prefer Obi-Wan more. I do still like that Anakin figure, so don't get me wrong there. But Obi-Wan, I definitely think they did a better job on. I'm going to take away his accessory here, and we will look at that in a minute. So getting the elephant out of the room, yes, he does use a lot of the new clone pieces. From what I've seen, the arms are entirely just the clone armor, as well as the legs. But the torso piece is new. Obviously, the overlay pieces are new, and I think the crotch piece might be new because of the overlay over top of it. So I'm not exactly sure on that one, but that's my guess. Getting into detail here, we have an excellent Ewan McGregor face sculpt. This is the same head that they used on that Target exclusive, not Target exclusive, Walgreens exclusive, my bad, version of the 2002 Clone Wars series, where it was on that old clone body, and then they put this head on here. So I'm very glad to see that they are reusing this again. This is an excellent head. He has the same highlights of his hair like the Anakin Skywalker figure did, so he definitely has some nice detail there. There's a little bit of dry brushing on the top. His beard's even got some detail in there, so that's always very nice. On his left shoulder, he has the Jedi General symbol, which is painted very nice. It's in a nice maroon color. On this side, it's just the regular arm. The armor is sculpted very nicely. I like how you can see the weave pattern of the robes integrated with the clone armor, which is always good to see. This is my first time actually using these new clone limbs because I have not been lucky enough to acquire any of the new clones yet. I am trying to get the ARC Trooper Echo, which will technically be my first clone, besides Boba Fett if you count that. So, still trying to find Echo. Having a hard time doing that, but we are supposed to get plenty more stock in, so don't worry, guys. We'll probably get them. Do not buy from scalpers. Not worth it. On the back here, you've got some more detail for his armor. The undersuit for the clone armor looks very nice. You can see the undersuit underneath his robes right there. So getting into articulation, his head is on the dumbbell joint system. So there's a ball joint up at the top of the head, and there's also a ball joint in the neck. His works very well. He can look all the way up. He can look all the way down. He's got plenty of tilt, so he can get nice and expressive and disappointed in Ahsoka and Anakin for messing around on the battlefield. These shoulder pieces are the soft shoulders, and what I like a lot is that this chest overlay is soft, as well as these shoulder pieces, so when you raise the arms, the shoulder overlay just slides right on through. So he raises his arms without a problem. They can get to about 90. He does have a butterfly joint, which on this side, mine seems to be a little bit stuck going back, but going forward, goes forward nice and far. Let's see on the other side here. So on this side, the butterfly joint can go back pretty far as well. He has a single hinge at the elbow, which do be careful because that will chew up the band a little bit. It looks like it's not showing it up as much as the old bands for the first side, or the first releases of these clone trooper pieces were. This side's a little more chewed, but I don't have too much of an issue yet. Make sure you're not twisting the arm once you have it articulated like that, because that will tear it up. And speaking of the twist of the arm, he does have a swivel at the elbow. He has swivels at the wrists, and on the right side wrist, he does have an up and down hinge, which is always great for weapon wielders, be it guns or lightsabers. On this side, he has a hinge in and out, and of course a swivel. Obi-Wan Kenobi has a diaphragm joint, so he can crunch back that far, crunches forward that far, and has plenty of side-to-side tilt. That does also give you your swivel. His legs kick up that far. Not really hindered by this at all. It is a little bit stiffer plastic, but it's still soft enough to get out of the way. So they kick up that far. Kick back a little bit. He does have a thigh swivel. He has a single hinge knee, which bends past 90, so that's always good to see. And there is also a swivel at that knee. His ankles bend back that far, go forward that far, and he does have an ankle pivot. So I don't know what it is about this Obi-Wan. I don't know if it's the aesthetic or what, but I definitely love this figure. And it seems to be that most targets are getting Obi-Wan in the most from their cases that they order. So hopefully you guys can find some luck in getting this guy. Now looking at his lightsaber here, we get another very nice vibrant blue blade. It is in a nice glossy plastic, so the light reflects off of it very well. His lightsaber hilt is painted very nice, as always. You've got the gold detail for the thin part of the grip for the emitter. You got your matte black grip there, silver detailing for the ignition. His pommel is picked out in silver. And this is another new blade sculpt from this wave, so no more worrying about snapping your peg off trying to get the blade out of Obi-Wan's lightsaber, because it's just a nice little friction pin. Goes in there without a problem. Pulls out without a problem. Very, very nice. His lightsaber can be stored on his belt with a peg very easily. Sits on there, doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. Getting into some comparisons here, we will first bring in the dynamic duo, Anakin Skywalker, from the same wave, which Anakin is roughly a head taller, which I like very much, because Anakin was always taller than Obi-Wan. And here is Ahsoka in her Season 7 appearance, who seems to be just ever so slightly shorter than Obi-Wan. If you don't count the head tails, she is a decent bit shorter. But they look good together. It's nice to have a Clone Wars version of each of these characters finally together in the Black Series wave. or the Black Series line. My apologies. Taking these guys out of here. Here is Bo-Katan, who, you know, tried to use her sister's death to motivate Obi-Wan to help her, even though Bo-Katan was a member of Death Watch, who was a terrorist group trying to oppose her sister. Here he is with Count Dooku, who saw Obi-Wan as a grandson, in a way, due to Qui-Gon Jinn being his master, and Qui-Gon Jinn being Darth Tyrannus, or Count Dooku's apprentice. But Count Dooku stands a little over a head taller than Obi-Wan here, so that's very nice. And as all of you may have expected here, the good old hello there memes. Here he is with Grievous, who's a little bit hunched over and doesn't want to stand at the moment. Come on now. There we go. So even hunched over, Grievous is a little bit taller than he is. Definitely a lot bigger. And there's General Grievous standing straight up next to him, which looks fantastic because General Grievous is a very, very big character. Even though this Black Series Grievous could have been a little bit bigger, but I still love the figure. And they definitely look great together. And just for a little bit of fun, here is Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi next to Darth Vader. Darth Vader is also a very large character next to Obi-Wan. But all in all, the figure is amazing. For me, at least, I definitely love the look of this character. It's always done something for me. It feels great, it articulates well, it hits every pose that you need it to, and it does it pretty much without issue. It looks awesome, and it's definitely worth the pickup. So I hope you guys enjoy. Stay safe.